Grand final time! Off we go! We got Chili Mountain against the Bangbush. Infernal Shrines, everybody, is our first map in the best of 3. Qualifier number 2 for the X Cup Summer. God, I love the X Cup. I really like this entire tournament format. It's a little bit more easygoing before the playoff starts and so many teams. Oftentimes, like last qualifier, for example, we had Team Copium in the finals, a team that I absolutely did not have on the radar for final position there. And it was just awesome to see them. This time they made it into the semis. Now we have Chili Mountain and the Bangbush going up against each other. So it's just cool to see so many teams that get a chance here to make it into the playoffs, and really enjoyable. But again, we are starting off with this. As usual, in each of the seasons that we had for the X Cup, we have 10 qualifier tournaments, and you qualify by just playing in multiple tournaments, gathering points depending on how far in the tournament you were able to go. Depending on performance, therefore, those points get added up then, and at the end of the 10 qualifiers, at the end of the season, you have the top 8 that move on towards the playoffs, where there's 4,000 euros on the line. So we got 2 supports banned out immediately against the Bangbush, Rega and Lucio, here in Infernal. By the way, the 3rd or 4th time that we have Infernal today, with also bans on Hawker and on Junkrat. 2 of the most annoying heroes on this map. First pick goes to the blue team. And what do we get? What do we have? Brightwing, okay. Banana Age with Brightwing. Was a little bit of a toss-up between Blaze picked by Dequaza and Brightwing being locked in. But I assume that Dequaza would not be too unhappy if Blaze gets now taken by the Bangbush and he gets to play something else. So let's see. It's an interesting one. Chili Mountain is obviously the favorite, don't get me wrong. But this is now 2 top 4 teams in Europe going up against each other. Now Chili Mountain for, I want to say 2 years, has been the top dog in Heroes of the Storm Europe. 2 years, 1.5, something along those lines. They pretty much are winning every single tournament that they are participating in. Sometimes they go into a qualifier and they lull around a little bit and then drop a map or 2, sometimes even an entire series. But once that we're heading into playoffs, they are always showing up and they are just showing everybody how it's done, at least when they are ready to play in their full lineup. But of course, they also won the latest international tournament that we had, the LAN in Miami, where they were the only European team and they took first place. So right now, we got a Masquerade with Diablo. And Sylvanas played by Dino again. So a lot of split pushing that they can go through here with Sylvanas already, even without a global. I'm talking globals. Dehaka got banned, so Blaze picks Swamgrota. Other way around. Swamgrota picked Blaze, takes it away from Dequaza, and then they ban out another side laner, forcing Dequaza probably to play Urel. Urel or Leo are the 2 choices that make the most sense at this point for them. Also gonna see what Maka is gonna pick, but first it is the blue team, sorry, the red team that has another double pick. Banning out Stitches. By the way, Bishop's got his Hanzo. Just as a bit of a side note, Bishop's actually got his Hanzo. That's something that doesn't really happen all that much these days anymore. His Hanzo is most of the time banned out. Very quickly. Yep. But let's go. Gimme the frontliner for Nagrom. Karazim. Ooh, Karazim and Thrall. Alright, so we're gonna wait for the final pick on the tank. Could be Jojo again, but yes, we have Thrall now. And Leo for Dequaza. Was between Leo and Urel. And Maka. I like the Ice Giant skin. Ice Giant skin on Leo. Janitor is obviously spectacular, don't get me wrong. But the Ice Giant is just absolutely amazing. One of the best Leo skins in my personal opinion. Okay, and well, here comes Genji. Okay, so we got Genji, we got Sylvanas, and on the final pick for Nagrom as the blue team, the red team, is still looking for their tank, the Bangbush. Today without Lauba, so in case that you haven't watched the semifinals, Lauba could make it today, had some other obligations, and I don't know, hot date or something, and Nagrom is therefore subbing in for the team. And here we go. Muradin for him. Infernal Shrines, map number 1 in the best of 3 here at the grand final of the 2nd qualification tournament for the X Cup Summer. Let's go. On the left side, in blue, it's Chili Mountain. We got Banana H on Brightwing, Dino and Genji. We got Mako and Sylvanas, Masquerade on Diablo, and Dequaza on Leoric. Right side of the map, the Bang Bush with Henning on Karazim, Bishops on his Hanzo, Nagrom on Mirrodin, Skok on Thrall going into the Trolling Thunder, and we got Swamgrotta on Blaze in game number 1 of this best of 3 series here. Again, this is all about points. The farther you go in the tournament, the more points you get if you decide the tournament in your favor. It's a very big step towards a participation in the playoffs. I should probably make this clear too. It's not only about ending up in the top 3, obviously. So it's also about where exactly in those... in the top 8 for the end of the season. It's also where in the top 8 you are. If you're one of the top 4 teams, you're going to have a much easier time in the playoff bracket than if you are part of the bottom 4 teams. So every single point that you get for the ranking really matters. But a win in one of the tournaments already more or less doesn't quite guarantee you a position in the top 8, but it gets you very, very close to that. So, either way, we already got a bit of action happening here. Thrall getting attacked and ganked down at the bottom of the map with success, I might add. Skok had a great tournament so far. And, well, at this point, they were able to take him on with those 3 and drop him. So, that's a bit of a setback for him. Especially this Genji in one of the earlier Battlefield of Eternity games was very, very strong. And always a cause for concern on the other side. But now it's Chili Mountain that opens this up with a quick kill. So right now they are the ones dominating the rotation a little bit, looking obviously for additional hits. Skok at the side lane is in total 3 frontliners. Very melee heavy lineup generally speaking. I mean, even Karazim, the support, is obviously very melee heavy. So that's another one to keep in mind here. And I assume that this is, in the way that it plays out, going to be a little bit more normal. Around objective number 1, level 7 is going to be the big thing that both of the teams are going to be looking for. But wow, they are looking at another kill here. So Nagrom gets taken down by Sylvanas. That's 2 kills to 0 already. Yeah, nicely done. With that, we have on level 4 the paralyzing rage for Leoric on the swing. So not heading into Neil Peasants on this one. But good for them. 2 quick kills. Go quickly also for the camps here. Blaze dying too. They are crushing this early game. I mean, damn. That's 3 kills to 0 against the Bang Bush. If you watch the semis, this is pretty much showcasing what I already said earlier. They are not only one of the best teams in Europe right now, but they're still, even with 2 top 4 teams now going up against each other, there is a gap. And that is something that is very clearly shown by Chili Mountain now, at least in the early game. I mean, obviously, we're still expecting the Bang Bush to really work hard on fighting back here, and I would never put it past them to claw their way back into this. 3 kills in the early game are definitely annoying and a significant setback, but it's not going to end your game. So there's always that. The problem is really the experience advantage that the blue team is now running, because it means that they will have the early level 7, therefore a talent advantage on the first Punisher fight. I think I called it again the Immortal earlier. And that's always a bit tricky to deal with that. But again, we're not quite there yet, so let's just see how this plays out for now. Right now, Leo is active on the top, so he's already starting on this. And the level 7 talent is kicking in any moment. And they're looking still for kills. So they're still busy down here in an attempt to get another one. And Nagrom is fairly low. Gets nearly murdered here. Yeah, but not quite. But let's see if they can get a bit more. Now, as level 7 is ready, all the action is starting to move a little bit farther towards the top. So they are starting to go for the objective. The red team still eager to fight this one out, especially since they are now finally also about to hit the next talent here. But yeah, there is a lead. 20 to 15. It's not as big as it could be. By now, Thrall obviously going straight into Ancestral Wrath for a little bit of a nuke and self-sustain for himself here. And yeah, they are going for the kill on Swamgrotta. They're looking for him and they get him again. Blaze is down. Nicely done. And that is full control for Chili Mountain on the Punisher. So they're gonna get the first one and they're gonna get more kills. Uh-oh, this is gonna get nasty. With Sylvanas in their hands and 1 hero down, that's going to hurt now. Yeah, they're already starting to come in from the side as they are waiting for the Punisher jump. They still follow up on it very easily. Nagrom is already rushing away. It's not only the attempt to get kills here, it's that the red team is already so low that all of them have to rush away from the fort, which leaves it completely defenseless to the Punisher. So with the first objective in the game, the fort gets destroyed. We got 5 kills to 0, more than a level advantage now for Chili Mountain. And they are showing, at least this early, once more why they are so strong. The coordination, the crisp rotations, and the plays that they're executing here are just something that the Bangbush is having trouble dealing with. Now, we have to still be absolutely blunt here and also mention that there is obviously a factor or one thing to consider, and that is that the red team is playing with a sub. They are playing with Nagrom over Lauber currently. But still, it's... yeah. It's a significant gap. I mean, look at level 10 right now. They got such a big lead that level 10 is ready for them with a huge window that they can now exploit in an attempt to steal camps away, maybe take another fort down, look for an engage and get a kill. Either way, they got the blink heal. We got APOC, probably going to be used after the Entomb if they can coordinate it perfectly. Yeah, and he misses. The Quasar misses this one. But as you can see, another fort is about to get destroyed. And that's the beauty of having an early heroic ability and Sylvanas. You can just always be aggressive, and your opponent has only shitty choices available to him. Sacrifice the structure or go into a battle that they might lose and then suffer the structure loss right after that. Dino with a bit of action here, but he has to X-strike out in order to survive. Yeah, 5 kills to 0. But of course they're going to get their level 10 at least in another moment. But that's 2 forts gone. 2 forts already gone, and so is Blaze. So Blaze is down as well, and that opens the mid lane up. They can't get a break. Bangbush really can't get a break. They're not going to lose the fort here, but still, it's annoying. Sundering is in, and we got the arrow for Hanzo. That's usually the moment where you have to be careful that you don't use the 2 without communicating properly. Too many occurrences in the past where Hanzo fires an arrow just for Thrall to use the Sundering a second later and negating pretty much the entire play. APOC! He doesn't quite get the combo off though. Was close, but they can go for Bishops, and Bishops is dead. So they weren't able to take Nagrom out, but at least they were able to drop Hanzo, and Nagrom is still not out of the woods yet. Here comes the Sundering as they're looking for a counter kill. Genji zips out. Market dies just a moment before Brightwing helps out. Finally a kill for the Bangbush. And they don't not only get 1, they get 2. They drop the Fruit Fly. And they might even get Leo here. 7-sided strike straight to the face of Quasar. And that was a bit too much. He gets punched out. Nicely done. Really well done here by the Bangbush. Finally they get a bit of a hit. Also good reaction from Genji. That could have backfired too. A little bit of a cheeky hearth back to the Nexus. And as he gets found out, he's still able to move away with another Swift Strike, or that could have been the end of it. Note that we don't have Avatar for Muradin. He went straight into the Haymaker. Seen, of course, quite a bit of Haymaker lately. He's pretty much following in the footsteps of Lauber. He's like, well, I'm already replacing him here today. I might as well go full Lauber and drop the Haymaker on them. So, yeah. But okay. We got 7 kills to 3, only half a level between the 2 teams now, so a much more comfortable position for the Bangbush, but still behind by a talent as the objective is up and they have to go for it, and they do. So here's the 13 already taken. With that we're getting more drain with the Unyielding Despair on level 13 for Leo. But of course the Bangbush, they gotta do something. They might fall down to the bot lane and take another wave. But the battle is already happening. 7-sided strike, the arrow. Thrall is dead though. 5 versus 4 in favor of Chili Mountain. And there's the Entomb. They want another kill. They go for Muradin. And Nagrom gets into the bunker, gets the cooldown back, and hops to safety. Budget Gimli is back to the fort. Makes it out of the fight. And, well, that's level 13 for them, but a bit too late to have an impact on the objective. That's another Punisher for the Chili's. And they're chasing Blaze. Seems like Svamkrota is going to go down in a blaze of glory. So, yeah, Svamkrota's down. And that's kill number 9. Whereas the Arcane Punisher gets locked in And of course, now they can either go for the fort in the middle, or if they really want to, they can try to aim for the keep at the bot lane. That's probably a bit of a more ambitious goal. Maka is already moving straight into the mid lane here, so it's way more likely that they're going to deal with the fort first. Nobody's really going for the Punisher just yet, but yes, here we go. Brightwing also going for the camp. That's actually the most interesting battle right now, and Brightwing is chickening out. Brightwing realized that she would have lost the fight, so she moves away. Had nothing to do with Sylvanas dying, by the way. It was a completely unrelated occurrence. Masquerade still trying to fight it out. Now it's a 4 versus 4. Blaze at the bottom of the map, and even without a support, it seems that the Chili's are winning it. They take Muradin down, they go for Karazim, and he gets away. So Karazim got out. Not so sure about Thrall, though. Okay, gets the Wolf connected, B-steps a little bit, and gets away here. Masquerade just trying to hearth right in front of him. The bottom wall has been destroyed, by the way. So the keep is now open. But the fight continues. Yeah, they are still trying to get that fort, and they should be able to barely make it work. They got level 15.5 now. Fort actually survives. Is Dino going for it? Yep, Dino's indeed going for it. Zips in, moves out, doesn't even have to activate any abilities here, just double checks all of the vents to make sure that nobody is trying to gank up on him from the side. Muradin is trying more or less, but yeah, Genji's going to be completely okay here. Instead, they are probably going to attempt to steal away the camp now that they have level 16 about to hit. Yeah, but there's the fight. So the Bangbush is trying to fight before 16, but all that they accomplish is lose Muradin quickly. They get a kill, so they got Genji down, but the level 16 talents are now ready. I have to give some credit at least to the Bangbush, though. They might fall back in structures farther and farther here, but they are at least still keeping up in experience. So they're doing a great job in that. That doesn't really help them in a situation like this where they now lose Blaze, but it allows them to have at least more options to get back into the game by winning a team fight on even talents. That's the one thing. Now again, the gap is there. They lose Karazim. They likely now lose Thrall too. But they will have another fight 16 versus 16. That's the one thing that they can accomplish here. Now it doesn't change the fact that Chili Mountain dominates the game and is calling the shots. But at least it gives the red team some potential 6.5 out of 10 moments that they could use. So the keep at the top has suffered enormous amounts of damage. Chilis are not pushing it too far here. Unless, of course, they can turn it now on Muradin again. And there's the wall stun. So, yep. There's the Haymaker, and that leads to a kill against Diablo. And, yeah, that's actually not too bad. That Hanzo arrow that we just saw connect with 3 heroes might allow them to get another kill. Quasar gets attacked. Blaze, oh my god! That was a last-second bunker. Yeah, Quasar is dead. Svamgrotta is still alive. Got the heal too. And they are chasing them. They're chasing them hard. Yeah, Thrall isn't even here, and they're starting to get kill after kill. So 14 kills to 7 now. And they are closing the gap even more. Couple of really nice fights in that last one, and really nice moves. So, for example, that Haymaker was the end of Diablo. He, of course, came back after. This is now already back to business and fighting. And they're just dying everywhere. I mean, it's a little bit crazy. The blue team goes over to the right side, kills a couple of heroes from the Bangbush, and they're trying to retreat. Bangbush follows, gets multiple kills, and it's just blow for blow. All of a sudden, it's just death and decay everywhere. Blaze dies too. Nagrom falls, but are they about to get a kill on Masquerade Dino? Nope. They got close, but they couldn't quite make it work. And now Hanzo dies. Hanzo dies and a wall stun into Entomb. 5-man team wipe. Seems like Chili Mountain went beast mode on that last one and has now a chance to go for the core. So this is looking more and more like a lead in this grand final. Chili Mountain with a 1-0 against the Bangbush. Nicely done. Yeah, that ending was a bit crazy. It seemed like Bangbush bought themselves another opportunity, but instead they lost everybody, and now they lose game number 1. Infernal Shrines goes to the blue team as Chili Mountain takes the lead in this grand final of qualifier number 2.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Cursed Hollow, map number 2. Chili Mountain against the Bangbush, everybody. So, Chili Mountain again proving how strong they are on the first map. It was a bit weird that it ended the way that it did. It was just this one choke point that both teams kept brawling around. And, I mean, to be fair, one time there were 2 heroes of the blue team that barely escaped. If both of them die, they can maybe bring it back. But, well, as it happened, it ended up with a 5-man team fight against the Bang Bush. And there we are. Yeah, finally the second map is starting. It took eternity for this one to get going. But here we are on Cursed Hollow, where last time the Vikings were banned against Chili Mountain. And don't you dare leave the Vikings up. I want to have a chance of the Vikings in this game. So yeah, there's Falstad. First pick obviously goes to the Bang Bush now. But yeah, last time they banned... Now, here's obviously the thing. Do I really believe that the Vikings are going to be picked? I think it is a possibility. But I honestly don't really know if they're going to go for that. I believe that in the earlier series, when we were in the semifinal, the chances were much higher. But against the Bang Bush, you got to be a little bit careful with their troll picks. I wouldn't put it past the Chili Mountain to think outside the box a little bit, as they oftentimes do, even in a situation like this. But you're not going up against an up-and-coming team that is trying to push into the top 8 and maybe even try to get close to the top 4. You're talking about a top 4, top 3 team right now. And while on map number 1, the Chilis were still dominant, you got to be careful that you don't overdo it. And yeah, that was one thing. I still remember a conversation that I had with them in Miami at the event at the beginning of the year, where we were talking about some of their picks, and they told me that sometimes they literally just let the last pick, you know, the timer run out and see what they get randomly. And I'm like, yeah, thank you, shitbirds, because I have to explain to people then that that was not actual and proper meta pick and not something that is like a proper choice, but that you guys are having a little bit of fun with that, and that you shouldn't necessarily repeat that and use it as the holy grail of drafting. And yeah, they had a little bit of laugh about that, but that's just sometimes what happens. So I don't think we're going to see that here, but that statement just shows you that every now and then, when these guys are going up against one of the early teams, maybe take some of the picks with a grain of salt. So there's that. Anyways, Diablo and Sylvanas now for the red team. Yeah, last ban. Just don't ban them. Come on. Just leave them up as an option. I don't think it's going to happen, but at least give us that bit of additional suspense that we have when we're looking at the picks. Okay, they're banning Greyman. Okay, so that leaves us still with the Quasar on the side. It's Hammer time. Sergeant Hammer, and there's Marke. By the way, I didn't even look at all of the picks when we're talking about the Vikings, with the Haka already taking the chances of the Vikings being taken. Of course, slim to none. So, yeah. But here we go. Sergeant Hammer, Rega, Blaze, the Haka. And at that point, if you're the Bang Bush, you're just sitting there like, God, why? Yeah, and I talked about it earlier, right? Hammer gets banned a lot. Most of the teams don't really go for him, but every now and then you still see that pick. And we get a Ragnaros. Alright. That's a hot pick. So, Masquerade with the last one here. Full lava wave. We're gonna channel our inner Trixler and pray for the lava wave. Maybe not. But yeah, Masquerade with the final pick. We need a tank. Cursed Hollow is the map, everybody. It's hammer time indeed. And Chili Mountain picks Genji as their final choice. So that means they have Blaze as a main tank, as it seems. Yeah, Blaze the Hawk at the front line. There's going to be a little bit of swapping around happening, unless they're going to go for a role swap in game number 2. And honestly, the longer this lasts, the more it looks like that's what's happening here. Either way, can they make it work? Let's find out. Chili Mountain against the Bang Bush on Cursed Hollow. Okay, as it turns out, they didn't really role swap anything. Well, they role swapped for the game, but they didn't change anything in the draft. So Dino's on Hammer. We have Maka on Blaze, playing the main tank, so to say. And Masquerade is on Genji. So apparently Masquerade didn't want to play a tank this time. Dequaza de Haka, Banana H on Rega. And we got Dino on Sergeant Hammer. Over on the right side of the map, it's heading on Brightwing for the Bangbush. They, of course, want to bring this to a third and final map. We got Svamgrotta on Ragnaros with the Engulfing Flame going full blast wave here. Bishops is playing Sylvanas, Nagrom, Diablo, and Skok is playing Junkrat. Okay. Let's go. Let's see what they can pull off here with the Ragnaros as Dino is sieging up on Sergeant Hammer. The fight is happening in the middle, but I like that they left Junkrat at the bottom, so he's immediately pushing Dino back, but the fight in the middle is already demanding a few casualties. Brightwing is down. Only a dead fruit fly is a good fruit fly. Just end the infestation and take him down here. So, yep. Dead fruit flies everywhere, but also dead Junkrats. The flies and the rats, they are dying everywhere. And, well, there's nobody to defend the bot lane anymore, and the brawl continues. What the hell? So now they're going for Masquerade, and yep, that's why you're a tank player. Exactly that. So, Masquerade gets caught on Genji and is down, and I am 100% certain that he's already getting shit for it in their team voice. Yeah, Dequaza still able to escape, but of course the problem is really that the hammer time at the bottom of the map has lasted for long enough to take the entire wall down. So this is goodbye for the bot lane wall, and I think that fort is going to soon suffer some damage as well. Now, Ragnaros is an interesting pick and a very curious choice here, so that could definitely be a thing if they are able to get some CC on Sergeant Hammer and then blow her up. But with Rega over here, I'm not so sure on that. So, yeah. It would be kind of funny if they really would go for some macro-style lava wave, but I don't really know. Either way, we got the camps about to be claimed, so after the 1 minute mark, the teams have started to focus on that a little bit. The regenerative biosteel is now chosen as well here. So that's a little bit of a pick out of Nick's particular build for Sergeant Hammer. It's definitely a couple of different schools of hammer plays that we're seeing these days. And we're also getting a bit of a schooling at the top side, where Ragnaros is showing his value, and he's not the only one. Yeah, Masquerade is down, and so is Dehaka, so that is a fort that they're going to get here. That's actually kind of amazing. Bangbush is really starting to aggressively push the lanes and maybe drop the top side forward. I really thought that at the bottom of the map we might see Chili Mountain to be the first ones to very much so get this one. Dino also mispositioned slightly, if I read that correctly, so he couldn't keep attacking it. Gets the assistance of Banana H as Nagrom is starting to move in. But as it stands, the first fort is gone, and it's not the blue team that took it down. No. Bangbush is now ahead in kills, ahead in experience, and ahead in structures. So, not bad. After they initially lost 2 heroes very quickly, they're turning it. Skorg is likely gonna fall here. Yeah, that's a dead Junkrat. But Blaze died too. Ragnaros is still doing some work here. And they're also getting Genji. Seems like Masquerade got stuck in a corner. I have a feeling that we are gonna see this happen a little bit more often here. Don't want to be mean, but I detect a slight difference between Masquerade's Genji and the Genji performance that we've seen from Dino and Make before. Not quite sure if you spotted it, but yeah. There's a tiny difference. It's very difficult to see. So far, at least. So yeah. I mean, maybe we got a redeeming arc for Masquerade, where he all of a sudden starts to beast it up. But we'll see. Already he tries to go for the kill, and he doesn't get it. Alright, there we go, there we go. It took him a bit longer. He went for a different play. He went in and he was trying to give him some hope and then take it away, which is even more ruthless. The tribute gets collected by the blue team and they don't stop with the kill on Brightwing and Ragnaros. They are also able to get Diablo, so that's already a few of them taken down. And they are finally pushing for the structures here too. At this point with level 7 talents we of course have for Dino also the Hover Siege mode, so that is even better for him. Can finally move a bit and then take this one down even easier. But yes, it's getting there. So they're getting a little bit more pressure going. Now level 10 abilities are going to be interesting. We have them even trying to steal the camp away. Okay. So, let's see. No, they're not committing. They have another tribute, though, where they have the better position, at least initially. Up at the top, Henning, he's already pushing this. Yep, down here. What are we getting? We currently have still decent spot for them. Nobody's aiming for level 10 just yet. Dino still in a spot where he is controlling the mid lane as best as he can and has to deal with Ragnaros. It's always a little bit sad when you're trying to go in with an engulfing flame and then he just like pushes you back. Doesn't even care. Tribute is spawning, but everybody is just brawling with the exception of Junkrat. He's not, he's joining, he's trying. He's on his way right now. Bishops is about to fall. Bishops goes down. And that is 7 to 5 kills. Level 10 eminent for both teams. And Ragnaros popping his trade right away. So, down here we got Dino still being interrupted. And, of course, that's now the moment where no Molten Core is available anymore to have any impact on this. There's the level 10 abilities. We got the Sulfuras. Ragnaros dies. He wasn't even able to use his ult in that fight. Sergeant Hammer is still down at the bottom of the map and can now go very quickly for the channel and does exactly that, which means that 2 tributes to 0 is going to be the situation. Ancestral comes out too. Masquerade is diving in again, looking for some damage. And that is, yeah, a very dominant position, or at least the objective for Chili Mountain. Each team has now destroyed 1 fort, and both have so far ignored the bosses, but will soon probably try and go for them. But yeah. 20,000 damage on Sylvanas. Where's Genji? 14,000 right now. And they're taking 1 camp and they're going for the boss. Whereas up at the top, Masquerade was able to escape because they were trying to go in for him. Had to use his X-Strike too, but he at least knows that they're on the boss as well. So both of the teams are going to walk away with the boss. Both of the teams are going to push for a key because both of these bad boys are traveling through a lane that doesn't have a fort anymore on the other side. So, yeah, kind of important because we could see a bit of a race here. Now, one team has a global and the other one doesn't. Yeah, I know, Brightwing technically has a global. I know. Not the same thing. The Haka is definitely a little bit stronger here. So I want to see how the red team reacts to this. Because the Quasar is obviously not going to hide himself here. And they have now a camp pushing in the middle. And they have the bot lane going. But then again, Genji comes in. Survives for now. The bunker. They are fighting for the tribute. But the bot lane, the Haka... Alright, the Quasar. Somebody has a bit of brain lag there. Yeah, I know. The Haka is a little bit annoying sometimes with this, but that was still weird. Bishops gets the kill. Gets killed himself. This is a nice timing for those Siege Giants, by the way. They help with the defense, so that's fantastic. Bot lane is definitely going to take a lot more damage than the top lane. The Haka dies, though, so the fate of the tribute has still not been decided. The fate of the fort in the mid lane, on the other hand, that is definitely decided. This one's gone. And, well, this keep is also falling. So the entire macro setup for Chili Mountain was glorious. They had their own Siege Giants defending the boss at the top lane. Their Bruiser camp destroyed the fort in the middle. And their boss, thanks to the Haka's pushback, has allowed them to take the keep at the bottom of the map. So this is, despite the fact that they just lost the tribute, this is insanely good. I mean, how much better could this have gone for them? The only thing that they missed out on is the tribute, which is a little bit annoying, but that was, from a macro perspective, such a good move. 9 kills to 8, level 13 on both sides, and now Chili Mountain is in a position where anytime that they're going to get the boss here, they can try and make a play for the core. So they shift, obviously, their attention a little bit further to the top now. But this is a really sweet spot for them to be in. And it creates additional pressure, obviously, for the Bang Bush. So they need to step it up a little bit. And they also need to react to the next few tributes too, because there is still the chance of a curse against the red team. And this is the next moment where you have to play this out. But they're also going for the fight, and they steal the camp away. They got the camp already. Even going for the BFG here. Hammer is still up at the top. There's the APOC though. 1 stun, 2 stuns. A little bit low on Ragnaros. Sulfuras hasn't been used just yet, and the fight isn't over. The tribute is about to appear though. But yes, there is this camp in the mid lane now that has to be considered. And here's the fight for the tribute. And once again, a camp that is going to take some of the structures down. Nothing too crazy, but it will push the lane back a little bit. They go for the move against Ragnaros. Sulfuras, full air ball. Air hammer, or whatever you want to call that. So that one's gone, but he still has his Molten Core. So Molten Core is in. That's a little bit of a pain. He could take... Masquerade is just waiting. He's waiting for the interrupt. Alright. I don't know why that was needed, but let's go. Okay, so Masquerade still dodging out on this, but I think they're giving it up. And yes, so it's 2 tributes to 2. So the advantage that they had initially on the tribute count is at least gone. But yes, down to the bottom of the map, Dino, he's still playing around with the defense on the fort, so there's that. They go for the additional camps again. Very even in experience. I mean, dead even in XP currently. So yeah, that's that. That is kind of noteworthy because it will allow the Bangbush to take even talent fights. And the next tribute is obviously going to be a little bit of a showdown between them. 1 minute on the boss. So that's kind of important. Still, the global at the top giving them a bit of a lead. Push that lane out, get those siege giants in a good position. BFG already being used. Here comes the Haka, and this time the isolation hits on Bishops, and Svavgrota is completely isolated on his Ragnaros and dies. What a beautiful play by Dequaza this time. They take down Diablo 2. That's an incredible double pick that they just got here. And they're trying to follow it up with an additional kill, chasing Sylvanas as Ray guard channels. But yeah, that was well done. I mean, look at this. He just gets the full isolation. The bunker gets used too. Even the APOC was utilized in an attempt to save them. That didn't happen. So now Bishops, yes, he is able to escape. But we still have them hitting the curse, and they go for the bot lane now. Top fort is already eliminated by the siege giants in the middle of the map. It's going to go straight for the key, but they are applying pressure to the core directly since they're realizing, of course, that this is going to be a big hit right now. So, Sylvanas is gone. They were still able to kill her. Same time, they're now making a quick move for the core as both of the keeps are under pressure from the lanes themselves. Chili Mountain with another spectacular performance in this series. They're moving in and they're taking the core down. The shield is gone at 50%. The first keep, or the keep in the middle, is also down. So even if they would be stopped here, it would be a massive setback for the Bangbush. But this is obviously going to be the end of the road for the red team. They are taking second place in qualifier number 2 as Chili Mountain wins the tournament and takes the points for the leaderboard. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.